Beloved, once again, I've come into your homes to share another word with you. Last week, I spoke about attitude determines. Today, I'm going to deal with part 2 of attitude determines. It's never the plan of God to destroy us with the challenges we go through, but rather to make us fit for use. I've come to realize that we go through so many challenges, and as a result, it becomes a lot of pain in our neck. But I believe that these challenges, which in a way are there to help us to become a useful material in the hands of God, we should have a way of dealing with it. So today, I'll be sharing with you Attitude Determined Part 2 under the topic Time of Adjustment. Time of adjustment. That is by way of introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, today, I believe that by the time this message comes to you, our lives will never remain the same. Amen.
And most of all, my faith in God. lost my hope. Sing it. Maybe you have lost hope, and I never lost my joy. I never lost my faith, but most of I never lost my praise. Amen.
Yes, by way of introduction, I made you aware that it is never the plan of God to destroy us with the challenges we go through. Today, I am addressing you, a student, who everybody knows that you are an average student. And by the way this COVID-19 has come in, it has come to worsen issues. I'm talking to a business person who has started business quite recently, and because of COVID-19, it seems your capital is gone. I am talking to you as well, a parent who cannot make even ends meet. 3 square meals, you can't make it. But with the emergence of this COVID-19, it looks like everything has gone haywire. But remember this. The Bible says in Romans 8, verse number 28, and I read, let's hear the word of God. And we know that in all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are called according to his purpose. Ladies and gentlemen, all things work together. You might ask me, Pastor, do you mean all things? Yes, all things work together. And all things that we are talking about suggest that God has a purpose for our lives. And as a result of that, he takes us through some of these challenges so that at the end of the day, we'll be fit for use. Remember, today, I'm addressing you. In all this situation, you did not anticipate it, but it has come. So it is time for adjustment. And in time of adjustment, there are certain basic truths that we need to put at the back of our mind, which I want to outline immediately. 1. Regarding time of adjustment, you either take advantage of the time of adjustment, or the time of adjustment will take advantage of you. This is one thing I want everybody to know. 2, you should have a certain mindset. Don't murmur and don't complain, because the Bible says all things work together for your good. That is the time you ask God, God, what do you want me to learn out of this situation? That's very important. There's a kind of attitude that we need to know. I realize also that in time of adjustment, there are 2 reactions. How you will react and how others who knows you also react. Very, very important. How you react in time of adjustment is so important. And how people who knows you also react. But brethren, your reaction determines where you are going. Very, very important. Your reaction determines where you are going. There is always something also that you have to put at the back of your mind. Remember that it is a set time to prepare you for the future. In essence, I've made you aware that adjustment of time is not comfortable. But in all this, there is a plan by God, because He has a purpose for you. To bring you to a place of glory and honor. Now, I am going to use an example that will let you know what I'm talking about. The other day, there was a teenager in the Bible who was the eighth born of Papa Jesse. And this one I'm talking about is David. They took him and placed him in the wilderness. It was a real challenge. I believe he didn't have any idea about the wilderness. He went there as a novice to the wilderness. All he came in contact with is the flock and few shrubs that the flock will eat. He didn't know he had only one key thing with him, a sling and a stone. And that was all he had. So they took him there. And when they took him there, it is like COVID-19 has come to us without announcing to us. He was taken there unannounced. But when he went there, he adjusted. He really went there with an aim. He did not murmur, he did not complain. All that he said to himself is that, let me depend on God. Let me seriously dedicate my life to God. For he knows that he is the one who will change his time and the season. Dearly beloved, as you hear my voice, no matter the situation you find yourself in, he will change your time and he will change your season. So that was the motivation of David when he went to the wilderness. That is why he wrote Psalm number 23. He said, the Lord is my shepherd. He realized that he didn't have anybody. In your time of adjustment, don't look at anybody, look at God. He is the only person who can change your time and change your season. Dearly beloved, there is one thing I want people to know. In your time of adjustment, it's a time of learning. When he got there, he realized that he had just a sling and a stone. And there are flocks that he has to take care of. Nobody knew what really went on there. My dear, there is one truth I want everybody to know. When you learn and you become excellent in your time of adjustment, opportunity will be created for you to exhibit whatever you have learned. Because whatever you have learned will speak for you in the future. Remember this. I said whatever you have learned will speak for you in the future. As a parent, whatever you are going through today, I believe in the future it will speak for you. As a businessman, when the things are not going the way it's supposed to go, whatever you have learned, it will speak for you. I told you right from the onset that nobody knew what David was going through at the wilderness. For the Bible said in Philippians 2:13, he says, for it is God who worketh in us both to will and to do of his good pleasure. So everything regarding the challenges we are going through suggests that God is working something out of our lives. Dearly beloved, nobody knew what David was doing at the wilderness. All we knew was that he was taken to the wilderness. Until one day the opportunity came after the training that he went through. Dearly beloved, yes, your capital has gone down. You need to have a certain training. Yes, you can't make ends meet. You need to have a certain training. Yes, you are an average student. In time of COVID-19, you need to really have a certain training. When he got the opportunity, his father told him, go and give food to your brothers who were at the war front. So he moved and sent the food to his brothers. When he got there, I told you from the onset that there are reactions. I said 2 reactions. The way you react and the way somebody will react. And this is where I love so much. Immediately he got to the grounds, there was a reaction. Dearly beloved, remember this. There was a reaction. And very, very important. Let me read 1 Samuel chapter number 17. 1 Samuel 17 verse 28. And let us see what the brother said. 1 Samuel 17, 28. And I read. Very interesting scenario. And Eliab, his eldest brother, heard when he spake unto the men. And Eliab's anger was kindled against David. And he said, why camest thou thither? And with whom have you left the few sheep in the wilderness? I know thy pride and the naughtiness of thy heart, for thou art come down, that thou mightest see the battle. People have known, he has known David in a way. So when David got there, he said, he started a certain reaction. Even to the extent that he said, who have you left? Dearly beloved, in your time of adjustment, people can even form your future for you. Who have you left the few flocks with? And so, in essence, what they are saying is that David must always remain with the flocks. But dearly beloved, he is serving the God who changes the time and the season. I believe God is about changing your time and the season. Immediately he left, and they took him to Saul, because now they saw that Goliath was becoming a threat. So when they took him to Saul, he told Saul, I can fight this man. Saul also saw his stature, saw that there was nothing to show. Ladies and gentlemen, in your time of adjustment, what you learn will speak for you in the future. What you learn does not show who you are, but to speak for you in the future. So, he told King Saul, for I know my God, he teacheth my hands to war and my fingers to fight. If you care to know, the lion came, I dealt with it. The bear came, I dealt with it. All this while, he has a sling and a stone. He didn't know the value of the stone until the lion came and the bear came, and he has to defeat them with this same sling and a stone. So now, he realized that he has a weapon. Dearly beloved, in your time of adjustment, you have certain potential. You need to really revitalize it. You need to really place value on it. It's very, very important. And I love one thing. He said, if you get to me once again, nobody fight a lion and will not receive any marks. Nobody fight a bear and will not receive any marks. Thank God for Paul. He said, henceforth, know we no man after the flesh. Yes, Eliab knew David. And that is why he said that his naughtiness of heart said all sorts of things, because he knows him. But he didn't know the kind of training he has undergone. when he was in the wilderness. He didn't know. Ladies and gentlemen, in your time of adjustment, whatever training you are going through, nobody knows. But the time will come that it will speak for you. So can you just imagine? He told King Saul, knowing no man after the flesh, henceforth, for I bear the marks of Christ. Then he showed. He said, this is the mark that the lion gave me. This is the mark that the bear gave me. And I was able to kill them. I know I'll be able to defeat Goliath. If you get to know also, the whole creation travailed and groaned for the manifestation of the sons of God. It's about time the whole world know that we are the children of God. There should be an extension. There should be a clear-cut extension for us to know. Finally, he was given the opportunity. So I said, he has been 40 years, and that is how come he described all this to him. He said, then I give you the opportunity. Go and fight him. He took the slave and the stone. To the extent that Goliath even came to tell him, am I a dog that you are coming to me with a stone and a sling? Ladies and gentlemen, remember this. Though it might be a stone and a sling, when you have put in value on it, can create a better future for you. Whatever you are going through today as a challenge might be a platform for a new direction to your life. Remember this. I'm about ending the message. He was able to defeat Goliath. He defeated him real good. And in the end, the battle that he dealt at the wilderness, that at the blind side of everybody, gave him the victory. Can I say this to you? You might know my story, but you don't know me. That's what the Bible says. I have not seen, ears have not heard, neither has it entered into the heart of man the things that the Lord has prepared. There was a king in me, and there was a warrior in me. But until I got to the wilderness, I didn't know. Through the wilderness, that was my time of adjustment. I trained, and the end result is what all of us are seeing. I've killed Goliath, cut his head off. Remember, once again I repeat, you might know my story, but you might not know me. Very, very important. Let me help you with some few scriptures here that will help all of us to pray and get to where we have gotten to, must get to. Number one prayer point: decree an advanced victory over every battle you are involved in. 1 Samuel 17:45 to verse 46. I'm also giving a second prayer. Pray and declare that you will leap over the wall that the enemy has erected in your path. Psalm 18 verse 29. Number 3. Pray that the Lord will confound the expectation of your adversary. Psalm 35 verses 4 and 5. And finally, command every iron gauge confinement in your life to be shattered. Isaiah 10 verse 27. Brethren, David was taken to the wilderness, and in the wilderness nobody knew what was going on there. That was where he took his training. I'm talking to a businessman here. Your capital has gone down. You have certain basic things that you have learned over the people. Why don't you go with it? Today, nobody knew that we are going to need even nose marks. People have started doing it. You have something that you have let it lie idle for far too long. It's a potential. Rise up and do something about it. For in the end, in your time of adjustment, it's a time of truth. The Lord will bring you to the place He has prepared. God bless you for listening to me. It is my prayer that out of this COVID-19, by the time you are, it is over, where everybody thought they are going to observe you, they will come there, knock at that address, and by the time they realize you are not there, you are on a different plane. God bless you.